This is Daf Yerushalmi Kilayim, Daf Nun Hey, in the article Ozva Derb edition, and we are Daf Nun Hey Amid Aleph. The last line. Lo arba, Ein klum. This in the Vilna. Should go ches on the base. Lo arba is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines on the bottom, and lo arba ein klum. Hilchos Aris b'chamesh. The tzir is this tzir here. Tzir Zion. That's what we showed yesterday. And the trees chabukim makoso. Size there. So it's a question. Yesterday we talked about the we said, okay, if they're chavukin, so then you have 4 amos between them. Wait a minute. Isn't that four trees are nothing? Even if they're chavukim, and even there's a god there, and oris only works on 5 trees. There's no oris here, right? So therefore, if 4 amos this from each other, fakert. On the contrary, since it's less than 5, should be allowed to marchik from each one, distance yourself from each one 6 fucking plant. No karam here. So how do you become a karam? Amray b'chinati potter shayu shtei gefanim the sunim mekaran zavis achas. There are 2 gefanim in one corner. So the way I thought he would be is like this. That's my picture. My picture. 2 in this corner, and then 1, 2, 3. Chaim doesn't like that because these 2 seem to be too close together. So therefore, he has it this way. There are 5 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down Amos on the angle over here. Okay, so that's what he says. Which he explains that the we're talking about a garden which is 4 amos wide, but it's longer, and there's another geffen, another vine which is towards the side, beyond. These are the extension here, right? These are the 4 amos original. And then there's the extension and the length we have within 4 amos another geffen. That if you draw a line from the last geffen to this geffen, you'll get to be 4 amos. That which it says there are 4 amos among the kfanim, boat service salo, that was talking about in the original 4. Then there's an additional one on the side. Now, the reason why he sets it up like this, with in the middle of the wall, is because this one's also the corner. You'd have Shnaim connected, Shnaim Echad Yotzei Zonav, and you wouldn't need the oris to make it a keren. Right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, this one has to be off kilter. It wouldn't be a keren unless there was the fence around it. That's how I'm doing it, and makes a lot of sense. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi, uh, what are we going on here? Going back to what we said yesterday, that there are three shittas here which hold that we had Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shmuel. No, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yisrael, Rabbi Shmuel, and Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri all said Davar Echad, that even by that by an oris, there are scenarios in which you can only have to mark 6 tvachim, but not in this case. So this would become a keren. So what's the case of Rabbi Yossi? Rabbi Yossi, the thing Rabbi Yossi Omer, if you have a case which I had earlier in the Masech, they have a vine in a wine press, in a wine press, kefen begas. If there aren't 4 amos, they can't plant anything there because the area which surrounds it envelops it and makes it into one. Even though it's only one vine, you can't plant within that area. But if it's more than 4 amos, then all you have to do is mark 6 tvachim from the tree, from the grapevine, and then you can plant in the gas around it. Now, to be honest with you, I think I'm not sure why I said this yesterday. Because I bring down my Gemara. I know that. That's why I said it. But when it said yesterday, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, Shoshim Davar Echad. They mean not this, what I said, really, that if it's more promise, that even though it's an Aris, you only need 6 tvachim. Although you can learn the Gemara that way. It's much more partial to say that they mean that where there is a where there is an Aris, you can make something which is not necessarily a Karen into a Karen. Right, which is for the first case was the case of first case was the case of Rabbi Shmuel, right? That was the Ginam, which became a kerem by virtue of having the fence around it, one we just finished with, and then this next case of the gas, and then we're going to have another case coming up. But just so you know, where I got it yesterday is from the Levi Yerushalmi. Levi Yerushalmi says that Shloshim Odavar Echad, and Oris is not like a kerem to distance 4 amos, except that if there's no makom pani of Arba amos, you're not allowed to plant there because the trees are butted to the Oris. But if there is Arba amos, then you can distance 6 tvachim and plant the rest. Okay, but Reb Chaim, Reb Chaim says much more straightforward. And I didn't notice it yesterday because of where we're in the Gemara. He says, so you can learn either way. In other words, like Reb Chaim, it means that they all said the offense could create certain isurim, and that's very important. But like the Levi Yerushalmi is learning, means that they don't call it an oris. They don't call it a kerem. But it actually it's going to be also to plant because you don't have 4 amos, in which you can then plant, be marking 6 tvachim. But if you have 4 amos, you can mark 6 tvachim and then plant. Okay, so says the Gemara further. Madamar miikar agefen mosh miikar gfanim moshchin nicha. The holds that you are. You measure from the kfanim, which we had before. Do you measure from the kfanim to the wall, or from the wall to the kfanim? So if you measure from the kfanim, so then you can get 4 amma distance where you can plant. But according to Ban Damar, meikra goder moshchin. According to you go from the goder, ain't also chorus memai arba. Doesn't that correlate the trunk make it less than 4? Therefore, you can't plant. So again, we say tipot shel chavuk. So you got 4 amos in the middle. Okay. Hachin Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. What's the case of Rabbi Nuri? Which was one of the, as he was one of the 3. One which we had over here, the case which we had where he said in our Mishnah that Tony Kol Amrim came, and we discussed it yesterday. Discuss again today. So that is Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri Dohacha. So now it says the Gemara, Mistabra, it makes sense to say, I left out a picture. I left out a picture. This is the Chavukim Akaisel. The Guma, the trees in the middle, and the Chavukim Akaisel, that way you get 4 amos. Actually, yeah, the tree is over here, not in the middle, sorry. Tree is in the middle, you get 4 amos. But since Chavukim Akaisel, you get 4 amos to the other side. And you can plant 6 blocks away. Okay, so the Gemara says, Mistab Rabbi Yosef Shmuel Yodun Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Shmuel will concede to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri that if they're strange scenarios, they pass in the way they did do. So certainly in the Shura of Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, they'll hold that it is. You have to imagine that the Oris makes it into a Kerem, right? So that's the way Reb Chaim learns. Again, Reb Chaim, she does that. The Oris makes. We'll tell you about where the Oris makes it into a Kerem and how it makes it a Kerem. So it's certainly Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri's case where the trees are straight. So then it's going to be a Kerem. But Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri is not going to agree to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri lo yodei Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Shmuel. But Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri holds that it's only when the 5 kfanim are planted in a row by a gader that you have to distance yourself 4 amos. But when in the case of Rabbi Yossi, when you have the square, and Rabbi Shmuel, that the grapevines are not next to one wall. They're next to different walls. Well, Rabbi Shmuel's case was the Gedina Ktana Ha Mukefes Oris, right? And the case of Rabbi Yossi was the case of the geffen in the gader, geffen in the gas. You don't have 5 trees. Those cases. One case you have 1 tree. One case you have maybe 5 trees, but not in a row. And in that, well, that's Rabbi Yossi, 1 tree. In the case of Rabbi Shmuel, you might have had 5 trees, but it's not in a row and not next to the same fence, next to different fences. So that in that case, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri loyde Rabbi Yossi Shmuel. Now, Rabbi Yossi yode Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Yossi will consider Rabbi Shmuel that since there is a place which is chavush from all 4 sides, and there are 4 trees, maybe 5 trees, according to the way the Gemara sets it up afterwards. So then, that should be considered Kerem. You have the if it's in 4 amos, they loy of Hizer L'Sham. Rabbi Shmuel loy Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Shmuel will not concede to Rabbi Yossi because the case of Rabbi Yossi, it's possible that since the tree, the geffen is not chavush on all 4 sides, it's on one side, so therefore it's possible that you could give just 6 tvachim and plant from there on. And I think that brings us up to top of Nun Vav Amud Aleph. Yeah, and that's a new thing, Rabbi Akiva Omer, so we'll leave that for next time.